and welcome to Game 2 in War of the Gods.
You did.
War of the Gods. In the scouring setting in which me and Henry... Say hi, Henry.
Hi, Henry. The worst joke in YouTube history.
Yes. So we're playing a Battlefleet Gothic campaign. We both have Chaos fleets. Or Chaos because we're mixing fleets.
Yep.
And we're going to be playing a 1,250 point game in which Henry is the attacker.
I am. So in the campaign system, you can choose, if we're sort of alternating turns, it's my turn to attack a system. So I'm attacking the system, which conveniently means I'm also the attacker in this game.
Yes. So that's what we're doing. We'll come back with fleet lists. Right, so we are back. Henry, do you want to go over your 1,250 points first?
Yeah.
And do you want to tell us what your Admiral has from last time?
What does my Admiral have from last time?
Does he have anything? No, he doesn't have anything.
No.
So, yes, tell us your fleet.
Yeah, so last time I lost the game last time round. So second time round, I've got the same Admiral, not much has changed. He's gone up a little bit in renown, but it isn't into the next category yet.
So renown in Battlefleet Gothic's campaign system is what determines their leadership. And rerolls, we don't buy those in the campaign system.
And it determines what comes out of the planets as well. So today could be quite important if I can nudge into the next renown bracket. Yeah, it does. On the little table, which will appear here.
I'm not going to put that there.
Oh.
Because it's on the campaign map. They'll see it in a second.
Oh, okay. So on the campaign map, you'll see that renown does change what we get. So I'm going to attack.
You'll see the campaign map here.
So you just wanted to do it, didn't you? You just wanted to do it. So we're going to attack Modrek Primus.
What world have you already got?
Top left.
No,
Oscar Comes Hope. Oscar Comes Hope.
Yeah.
Sake. Couldn't have named it like Bob's World. So I start off with Oscar Comes Hope. I lost the last game, so you've got one more territory down in the bottom right of the system map.
Which is Hope's Reach.
Which is Hope's Reach, the easier one to pronounce.
Well, I called all of mine the easier.
Yeah, thanks.
On purpose.
And so today I'm going to be attacking Modrek Primus, which is a frontier world. Which is in the same column as the penal worlds. So starts off with not very much, but can get quite a bit of extra rewards.
Why am I so childish laughing at that? Right, what is in your fleet then?
So my fleet is largely the escorts from last time round. So starting with the escorts, we have 3 squadrons of 3 firestorms. Of differing leaderships. Some of them are basically replacements from last time. Some of them are leadership 7. One group is actually leadership 8. So a range of escorts. We then have 2 squadrons of 3 falchions, both of which are leadership 6. So they're a bit more of a liability than anything else. And then we have 3 of the I say new ships, new to our campaign, from the remaining 1,000 points of my fleet list. So we have a Carnage class cruiser, which is one of the almost sister ships, I suppose, from the Chaos list with all weapon batteries, but it's the one with the split batteries. So a 45 centimetre strength 4 and a 30 centimetre strength 6 on each side.
Okay.
We've got a Grand Cruiser, which is an Executor class Grand Cruiser, which is from the Armada supplement. Which has got lances down each side of differing ranges again.
Yeah.
And then...
just because you really want to forget what it can do at all times.
Exactly, just to never have any idea of how many lances I've got and where they're shooting. But that's all it has, and it's the typical Grand Cruiser hull, so a little bit stronger, but Chaos, so only 5+, no prow armour. And then the lead ship of this particular battle group is an Armageddon class battle cruiser, which is also, I believe, from the Armada additional ships as well.
Okay,
which is,
so where is your Admiral ship?
So the Admiral ship from the last time was just one of my cruisers, which is now off in the background. So presumably...
so your Admiral isn't present at the battle?
No, unless... I don't know what we're going to do in terms of moving the Admiral between ships.
So you're not technically allowed to move it during the campaign. Shall we say you get your Admiral on one of your cruisers then?
That makes sense. In that case, I think it's probably right to pop him on the Grand Cruiser. It's the grandest ship, even though it's actually not the most expensive. You see? It's not the most expensive, it's not the Armageddon battle cruiser, but we'll pop him in with the Executor Grand Cruiser for today.
Okay, so over to my fleet. My 2 worlds is Eclipsis Gamma, which is sister world to Eclipsis Alpha in the Melos system, for anyone that came to our Melos events. I then took over Hope's Reach, which is a penal world.
Penal.
Yes, I'm not going to laugh at it this time. So my ship...
We're both grown men, much more mature than that.
Much more mature. So my admiral is Lokargos Diogenes, who is the leader of my Iron Warriors Legion. He's an exalted champion now after last game's gain of renown. So he gained the Mark of Nurgle, which gives +1 HP and can't be boarded to his ship.
Very nice.
So his ship is the Semper K Tyrannorum, which is, and thus by tyrants rather than Six Semper Tyrannus.
Okay.
So that's a repulsive Grand Cruiser. The repulsive Grand Cruiser is weapons batteries either side at strength 12. It's got a dorsal lance and proud torpedoes. I've got the Judgment of Charon, which is a murder class cruiser. That is strength 10 weapons batteries either side to 45 centimetres, and a prow lance. The Endless Will, which is launch bays and lance batteries for a Devastation class cruiser. So lots of Chaos cruisers this time for me at least, and you've got a couple of Chaos. Then I've got the Echoes of Spite, which is 3 Idolator class raiders. So Idolator class are strength 2 weapons batteries left, front, right, and a lance battery just to the front, a single lance.
Oh yes, yeah.
Then I've got the Choir of Olympia returning, which is my Avenger class Grand Cruiser. That's the strength 16, 30 centimetre range Grand Cruiser, which I love. And then I've got a Dominator class cruiser, which has strength 12 left and right, weapons batteries, and a Prow Nova.
So you're carrying a lot of weapons batteries today. We've got a 16 and a 12.
My entire fleet, I've really tried to go with lots of weapons batteries. Rather than anything fancy, I thought the Iron Warriors...
Fancy lances.
Yeah, all these fancy
lances.
Like, people using escort squadrons or fighters. Or no, they're Iron Warriors. They've got lots of weapons batteries. Yeah, and they're going to blast people out of the sky.
Makes sense.
And I want to make all the viewers not understand the weapons they So yeah, those are our fleets. What are we going to be playing?
So we're going to be playing Mission 2 from the original Blue rulebook, which is called The Bait. So the Defender, yourself, you'll deploy one ship in the middle of the board, pointing towards a short table edge. I will then deploy my entire fleet along one of the short table edge, the chasing table edge.
Squadron?
It can be, yes. I think it's anything up to 250 points. The remainder of your fleet comes in from reserves, and there's some different reserve rules about whether you come in on turn 1.
2 or 3.
Yeah. And you can come in on any turn that you like, but each turn you delay, you get an extra 30 centimetres along the long board edge. So if viewers want to read along with their own Blue rulebook...
do you know what page it's on?
I do not.
So it's somewhere in the book, and if you have the book, it will have an index. Do we trust the floppy book to have a...
It doesn't.
It doesn't have an index?
No. Of course it doesn't.
God damn it, Game
Version.
We will come back with deployment, but first, don't forget to like, comment, and Henry's going to say something at the end of this, I imagine, because he was commenting on it before. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Click the bell icon to be notified of new videos. Tell us what you think is wrong with the video, except for me saying this. And there is a Patreon link below if you would like to buy a coffee to get me out of bed in the morning. Go on.
No comment.
Unleash the comments, Henry.
No comment.
No. So, we'll be back in a sec. We are back. This is the board. We have the planet of Not Endor on the left. What is the world called that we're fighting over?
Modric Primus.
So Modric Primus is here. My Idolator squadron is attempting to flee and scatter around the planet while they're waiting for reinforcements. Henry, do you want to go over... so these are the Echoes of Spite squadron. Henry, go over your ships so everyone can know what they are.
So we have a Grand Cruiser, which is the Executor Grand Cruiser called Gloriam Tertio. We have an Armageddon class battle cruiser, which is called Gladium Ignis. An Armageddon class battle cruiser, which is called Gladium Ignis. We have Gladium Cadis, which is a Carnage class cruiser. And then we have the Undam Falcionis, which is split into 2 squadrons of 3 falchions for today. And then we have 3 identical squadrons with different leaderships of Firestorms. 3 in the middle, and then 3 on each side.
If you think we should change to a handheld style of game, let us know in the comments, because we basically want an ongoing flame war to tell us which one's the best, and we will do that one.
And we'll alternate each week, because all the people that really hate one will be really vocal when it's not their one.
Okay.
And it'll flip and flop.
But if you hate this style, tell us.
Yeah, let us know.
So the Echoes of Silence automatically get the first turn of the game.
They do.
It will be turn 3 due to the size of the board that we're using, because this is a 4-foot board. It's meant to be played on a 6, so there will be 2 turns until the 3rd turn where in the scenario I'm allowed to come on
From
to the 4-foot
corners,
level.
yeah.
So for my first action, I've got a 20... Oh, my orders.
Yeah.
I'm going to go all ahead full. My Echoes of Spite have leadership 9. And they pass on an 8. So I get an extra plus 4d6 movement. So my 25 movement plus off the board.
43.
43 centimetres. Which takes me to right under.
That was an amazing noise.
That was a great noise.
Sample that, and that's going to be part of your intro.
No. That will just be played whenever a ship moves. It's like budget TIE fighter.
Yeah. Looks like your turn 1 is done.
My turn is over, yeah.
Lovely. I think there's going to be some orders on my side, so we'll do some... right, so we need some leadership tests for all ahead fulls. We're going to start with who's got good leadership, who's not dead. Right, we're going to start with Green Squadron of Firestorms. Here in the middle, they're going to do all ahead full. Yep, they manage, and then that's 4d6 plus however fast Firestorms go. Right, we're going to go with the Armageddon Battlecruiser. It's also going to all ahead full. Leadership 8 and passes on a 6, which is that's this
Central.
one.
Yeah.
And then we're going to go with the Grand Cruiser, who's got the Admiral on, who is leadership 8 again. So passing on a 9, I say, because you're on special orders. Passed on a 6. We'll do all ahead full on the Carnage, which is this cruiser here. Leadership 7 going to an 8, which is a pass. And then we are going to do all ahead full on Yellow Squadron Firestorms, which are here. And they fail. We are going to do 4d6 plus 25 for... It was the Firestorms we did first, which is Green Squadron. 41 centimetres. I'll go from front to front. Of course, the problem with going all ahead full is I can't
Do anything
else. So turn 1's going to be quick, and then it's going to be a lot of fighting at this end of the board, I think. We're then going to do the Armageddon Battlecruiser, which is speed 20 normally. What have we got?
Plus 11.
6 plus 11, so we're on 31. And then the Grand Cruiser, I think, was next, which is also 20. And is going to be 36. And then the Carnage, 25 plus 34. Not plus 34, that would be one hell of a run. And then we didn't get to the Falchions, we did... Yellow Squadron failed, didn't they?
Yeah.
So everyone else is now just moving at their normal speeds. So Falchions are 25. Of course, the advantage being they can perhaps do a little bit of... Well, nothing from here.
That was my reason for using the all ahead full first turn. Because I thought if I turbo boost down the field, you won't be able to shoot at me for at least one turn.
The Falchions, so we're going to go 25 and a little turn at the end. 25 little turn, 25 little turn. We'll do exactly the same over here.
So this is your other squadron of Falchions.
Yeah, although because they're at a stupid angle already, they're going to go... Actually, these guys then aren't going to do that. They're going to go 10. Turn
one of their 90 turns, yeah.
15. They're not quite going to go 90, so let's just say that they end like that. So that is movement. There's nothing that's going to be shooting. I need to put down some all-ahead full tokens. I am going to launch some ordnance. We're going to do some torpedoes. 1 each. So strength 3 is going to go 30 centimetres from here. Straight forwards, going up there. There we go.
We had a very good TIE Fighter-esque noise before, Pete.
Yeah, it was the best noise we've made all day. Right, that is my turn 1.
So my idolaters, the echoes of spite, are going to... Because this is my only action this turn.
Yeah.
So I really better think about it. Is there a hide order?
I mean, disengage.
So yeah, this is one thing. We worked out I could actually disengage, but old Games Workshop games, I just automatically lose if I don't have everything on the board.
I don't know whether that still counts for BFG.
Looking at Henry's fleet, he's fairly well balanced. He's maybe a bit heavier on your right-hand side, viewers. So I'm going to flee to the idolaters'.
Idolaters. Starboard.
Right. So yeah, my idolaters move to there, and it's over to Henry's turn.
Excellent. We are...
And I realise I should have moved closer to the board edge.
Your ordnance phase.
They do, you're correct.
Emperor's Children turn 2.
There are no orders from me this turn, so
Nope.
you don't get +1 to your orders.
We are going to do some special orders. We are going to start with all ahead full Green Squadron, Emperor's Children, Firestorms. They're going to go all ahead full. You're not on special orders, and they pass on a 7. They are leadership 8. So they're going to do all ahead full. We are going to go all ahead full with the Armageddon Battle Cruiser, which passes.
That's the battle cruiser in the middle.
In the middle, correct. We're going to go... We're not going to go all ahead full with the Grand Cruiser, but we are going to go all ahead full with the Carnage. And it passes on a 6. Thank you. And then we're going to reload ordnance with the falchions over here, which are leadership 6. Because no one else wants special orders. And we fail. All ahead full rolls for the Firestorms. So 25, 30, 34. For the Armageddon class battle cruiser in the middle, 20, 34, 35. And the Carnage.
Years.
20, turn.
Although
And
it
5.
take me longer than everyone else, and then I'll just do Fireball.
And then 25. You're only 20, so you go.
So for anyone tuning in just now, which you might have skipped ahead to if I ever have worked out chapters in YouTube, the Chaos Fleet in the next turn will be able to arrive on the board edge closest to the camera. In which I'm hoping to get some blastering done.
Okie dokie, so that is finally the movement phase. I'm not doing all the head full anymore, it's tedious. Basically nothing is in range. But what I am going to do is do some shooting at half effect with the... so the Carnage class cruiser has very strong weapons batteries port and starboard, but it also has a prow weapons battery front, left, right, strength 6, 60 centimetres. So we're going to do strength 3.
Okay.
And we're going to do strength 3 at... It's going to be more than 15 centimetres, and it's escorts a beam. Escorts a beam 3 goes to 1. What's your...
4.
4. Oh, good. A palpable hit. 1 blast marker.
Oh no, armour 5+ for an idolater.
No blast markers. We are then going to dorsal lance battery from the Armageddon class battle cruiser, which is this one here, which is strength 2 normally. We've done all head full, so we're going on to strength 1.
Okay.
Which is, but these are 4s. Yay! Blast marker. So the Firestorms are going to, in the middle, so Blue Squadron, who've done all head full, are at half strength. Front arc lance, can't hit. We have a front, left, right, weapons battery, 30 centimetres. So we're down to 1 each, so total of strength 3. And we are out of range.
Yes.
And that is all my shooting. The ordnance phase. So this piece of ordnance shoots off this way. Just area denial for you coming on that part. That particular exact point, you can't come on there. And that's my turn.
So I have to come on the left board edge to the screen at the moment.
Why?
Because I've only got the speed based on the game turns that we calculated to get on from this left-hand board edge. I can't get on from here.
Yeah.
I can only get on
Yeah.
from here.
Screen left.
Screen left, yeah. Everything's screen left. Jazz hand.
It's where it was at the start.
It is now that we've moved forward, we've just changed camera angle to where it was at the.
We basically need a rolling road, as it happens.
So the Judgment of Charon is going to move 25 centimetres onto the board, being a murder class cruiser.
Yes.
I think what I'm going to do is go with my tactic of like last game, of attempting to thread the sandwich and bully the side that Henry's weakest on. And then going to come on with the Endless Will, which is my Devastation class cruiser. It's going to come on and move to here. I'm going to come on with the Dominator class cruiser. Elysian's Downfall, who's going to move to here. So the Semperke is going to blaze onto the board here. And the Choir of Olympia is going to remain off the board for this turn, since I don't actually think I need it yet, because I will do. I will need it. So my Idolaters are going to move all the way into the corner of the board here. They, at the end of the movement phase then, are going to attempt to disengage on their leadership of 9. They do.
They do.
So they get away now that reinforcements have arrived and crucially don't get destroyed.
Yes.
Because I think Henry's going to have a bit of a time coming about with at least his ships. But I could be wrong. Next, I'm going to fire with my Dominator class, which has got Strength 12 to the left and right, and it's Prow Nova. I'm going to guess the Prow Nova 40 centimetres towards Henry's Avenger Grand Cruiser. Or what Grand Cruiser is it?
Executor Grand Cruiser.
Executor Grand Cruiser. And it's not going to be 40 because it never is an exact number. It's going to be 42. I'm then going to fire the weapons batteries on its starboard into these escorts here. So 42 centimetres from the stem. Oh, it will just about clip you.
It'll clip.
We've got the blast marker today. The central hull of the template isn't over Henry's ship, so it suffers 1 hit, so it takes 1 shield and slows. My weapons batteries on the starboard side have strength 12 to escorts closing if I am within my side arc, which is 90 degrees. So I will not be within my side arc, which is approximately here, stupidly placed. So next I'm going to go onto my repulsive class, the Semperke. The Semperke has the same strength weapons batteries to both sides, but it will be within range. I've got my dorsal lance. My dorsal lance will fire at the escorts here, the firestorms. The weapons batteries will fire at these escorts, which are falchion class.
They are falchions.
So the fire into the falchions, 45 centimetres away, which doesn't get to Henry's stem. So it's approximately 46 centimetres to those ships. into the front, my 30 centimetre dorsal lance is also just outside of range of Henry's ship.
What was that about threading the sandwich?
Well, we don't thread the sandwich until we're around here.
Oh, okay.
That's when the threading of the sandwich comes.
Not entirely sure that's the naval parlance, but...
Well, last time I asked you the naval parlance and you didn't know.
I didn't know it,
so I came up with my own. So my murder class, with strength 10 left and right and a prow lance, is going to do the prow lance here. In fact, I'm going to do it into here. I'm going to do it into your Grand Cruiser just to do something to it.
Yeah.
2 misses.
Good work.
And then my weapons batteries on the side, 45 centimetre range, strength 10. So also just out. Next, the Endless Will with 2 squadrons of fighters and bombers. We're going to do that in the ordnance phase, obviously, but the port lances, starboard lances at strength 2 and prow weapons batteries. I don't really like seeing these, but I can only fire the weapons batteries into them, so I'm going to do that. So that's the Firestorms. The lance batteries that go to 60 centimetres are going to fire into your Exterminator? Executor. The lance batteries will have to go here. I don't think I'm in arc. So the 60 centimetres to your
Falchions.
I've got strength 2. 1 hit.
1 hit.
So that slows them. My prow weapons battery, strength 6 to escort closing into the Firestorms.
6. Escorts closing is 3. Are you more than 15 centimetres away?
I will be. Yes.
2.
So 15 centimetres being there.
Yes. 2 dice. On
No.
5s? No.
Over to Henry's turn 3. So at the end of the turn, I remove D6 blast markers, but I don't need to remove anything that is in contact with ships. So I can't get less than a 1, so this blast marker is removed.
Amazing.
Over to Henry's turn 3. Actually now.
Emperor's Children turn 3. I'm going to do a lock-on order with the falchions over there. I don't think I want to do any other orders because... Actually, yes, I will.
Falchions here with the lock-ons.
Yeah, and I'm going to do a lock-on with these guys as well, actually, which are... they are Blue Squadron Firestorms. So I'm going to try and do lock-on with these falchions first, which fails.
Okay, so no more special orders for you?
No special orders. We shall do some movement. Carnage class cruiser, which is over here first. So 10, 45, and I'll go stem to stem this time. I'm going to go 15. We will do these falchions.
So the escorts move 10, is that?
So that's 15. We're going to do a similar batch of movement here. Actually, we're just going to go 15 straight forwards. We are going to go... so this would be 20 centimetres for the Grand Cruiser, but it's down to 15 because of the blast markers. So it's just going to go 15 to there. The falchions are going to go a turn and 25. Slightly less than 25 there. These Firestorms are going to do a turn and 25. Ooh, they're not going to go 25, they're going to go 20.
Because they cross a blast marker.
They do. And these are going to go 20 as well, and they're going to do their little turn.
So that's the falchions on the far right of the board.
And the final bit of movement for the Emperor's Children turn 3 movement phase is the Gold Squadron Falchions are going to turn and again move 25 centimetres up towards the Iron Warriors fleet. As you can see, everything is just turned and pounced. So the threading of the sandwich is...
Yeah, he's looking very scary.
Slightly
from this side
pointier
of the board.
than the average sandwich. Right, so on to shooting. I'm going to start with the Chaos Cruiser that's on this side, which is the Carnage class cruiser. Left and right weapons batteries. It's also got a front left-right weapon battery. They're strength 6 to 45 centimetres and another strength 4 to 60 centimetres. So I'm going to shoot all of the left-sided weapons batteries and the prow weapons batteries all at this target here. This left-handmost
So that's
cruiser.
my devastation class, Endless Will.
So it goes to strength 16.
Okay, I'm going to brace.
Yes. So strength 16, and will be a beam. We're exactly on the 45 degree there. And we're all within 45, but we're over 15.
Okay, so I will roll my leadership test for my brace. So the Endless Will is leadership 8. He loves it.
However, strength 16, capital a beam at more than 15... Oh, big, it's more than 30 centimetres away for a right column shift. Ooh.
Oh, so you lied to me last time.
I
so
did.
I should have had
I
one
did.
more dice.
But you are more than 30 centimetres away, stem to stem. So that goes from 16 down to strength 3.
3 dice, you mean?
3 dice, yeah. 5 up.
Yes. 5 up for a Chaos class.
1.
1. So that's 1 hit on the shields.
Shields.
So I didn't need to brace, but due to being the closest ship to a lot of Henry's ships, that needed to brace this turn.
So the next bit of shooting is the Armageddon class battle cruiser, which is over here. So we're going to shoot at the same...
The Endless Will.
The Endless Will. It's going to shoot with its weapons batteries first, which are left and right strength 6, 45 centimetres.
So you're outside of 30.
I am outside of 30, but I'm within 45, which is good. And it's strength 6,
Yep.
capital closing, which is 4 on a right shift to 3, which is 1.
1 more on my shields, because my shields are 2.
Okay, we are then going to do the Firestorm. We're going to do the Falchions, actually, next. So we're going to do Red Squadron Falchions, which I think might be out of range with everything. So they're going to try and shoot here, but they're out of 30 centimetres. We're going to do these Firestorms, which are the Gold Squadron Firestorms right in the middle, and they're going to shoot the same ship, again being the closest target. 30 centimetres weapons, batteries and lances, which are out of range. Next we're going to do the Blue Squadron Firestorms, which are definitely within 30 centimetres, and they are...
Of the Endless Will, they're probably not in 15.
No, not quite. They each have strength 2 weapons batteries, front, left, right, and it's capital ship closing. So that's 6. Capital ship closing is 4, but there's no other column shift. 4 dice.
So 4 5s. 1 5. And my brace on a 4 up. Loves it.
The last bit of shooting from the Blue Squadron Falchions is their 1 lance each.
Okay.
So we have 3 lance shots, 4s, 1.
My 1 brace passes.
Okay, so the last 2 ships I think are probably going to be, last 2 squadrons, beg your pardon, are probably going to be out of range on this side. So we have Falchions that are 30 centimetres, which are out of range. We have Firestorms, we have Firestorms in the middle, which are out of range. The Falchions are in range. Each have a strength 3 weapons battery.
And the closest target is Elysium's Downfall, which is my Dominator class.
Strength 9 into a capital closing, which is 6 dice. No blast markers.
No, but you will be in my front arc, so you need 6s to hit.
6 dice. 6 to hit. 1.
1. So 1 shield is taken away. Put the blast marker at the closest side.
Now the exciting ship that I haven't fired with yet is slap bang in the middle, which is the Gloriam Tertio, which is the Executor Grand Cruiser. We're going to be out of range with the 30 centimetre lances, but we are going to be in range with the 45 centimetre lances. The closest target is this little chappie who's been
My murder class.
bombarded all the way through. We're well within the 45 centimetre, but out with the 30 centimetres.
So in my Devastation class, Endless Will.
Which has then strength 2 port lance battery. No. That is the shooting phase. We have an ordnance phase. They didn't reload. We have ordnance on the other side, which is strength 3 torpedo. Gold Squadron Falchions. She'll go 30 centimetres directly ahead and will impact into a blast marker first and then this cruiser.
Okay, so that's 1 dice to destroy them based on hitting the blast marker.
Yes.
So it's on a 6. No. And then I have 2 turrets.
4+ scores a hit. Each hit reduces its strength by 1.
So 2 turrets on a 4 up, so 1.
So a strength 2 torpedo salvo goes through. 2 torpedoes, 6s. 1. A critical hit? No.
That further torpedo carries on through. And my ships are going to carry on moving forwards, so we're just going to remove that torpedo marker.
Agreed. And D6 blast markers to remove for the end of the phase, which is 4. I don't have to remove the ones that are in base to base, so I'm going to remove these 2.
So in Iron Warrior's turn 4, I've still got my Avenger class to come onto the field. Now, I don't know whether I should leave it another
You do get to come on from 30 centimetres along here now, don't you? So you get the short board
Yes.
edge
So,
and
but-
30 on each side.
So 30 centimetres would leave me there. I actually want to go from my original board edge. I don't need to get the flank. Now you have turned. Does it not say in the scenario? I'll look in the scenario.
What scenario on?
Scenario
Number?
2.
Yes, scenario 2. Beg pardon.
Any reinforcements for the fleeing ships turn may enter, including turn 1. If the reinforcement ships enter after turn 1, they may deploy up to 30 centimeters further there. So it doesn't say there. What about order sequence?
I love how much flicking there is in this book.
It's just... So I've got... My other copy of the Blue Book at home has little scraps of paper with, like, asteroids written on it, just because trying to find the rules for what an asteroid field does in this book is almost impossible.
Okay, so movement phase. The player begins by moving any special orders dice.
Okay, so I am going to deploy my Avenger class Grand Cruiser, the Choir of Olympia, and I'm going to deploy him, or it, here.
Interesting.
I'm next going to bomb the Choir of Olympia forwards the full 20 centimetres of its speed. So I'm going to get to here, and I'm going to turn. So I have just threaded the sandwich.
You have indeed.
Turn 1.
So.
The Endless Will has blast markers in base contact, so moves 20. So he's actually going to just fly forwards, or drift forwards 10, I suppose, to here. And doesn't really want to turn. I'm quite happy with where the Endless Will is. The Judgment of Sharot is going to go 10, turn, and come right up to your Firestorms. The Semperke is going to move 10, turn, and 10 more. And finally, the Elysium's Downfall in contact with 1 blast marker is going to move 15 total, so go 10 and another 5. Next we go into the shooting phase. So I'm going to start with the Choir of Olympia because I really want to. So the Choir of Olympia is going to fire its starboard batteries into your... Is that a murder class?
Carnage.
Carnage class. It's going to fire its port batteries into your Armageddon class, and it has nothing on the front until I get some upgrades. So we'll start off with that. I've got 16 on my weapons battery strength into your Carnage class moving away.
Capital moving away less than 15 centimetres goes from 8 up to... 8 up to 11. I'm going to brace for impact.
I imagined you are.
On a leadership 7, I do not brace for impact. Does that special order still count, the brace for impact?
In the last turn I got an order off. We'll say
Yes,
yes. It will
it
just
doesn't.
say yes.
So in that case I pass. Brace for impact.
So I have 11 dice. So I need 5s on your Chaos ship. And I get 5s and 6s. So 2 take down your shields.
Yes.
And 3 braces for impact, please, sir.
3 brace for impacts.
1.
1 goes through.
So on a 6, it does critical damage. And I get to place them, so I'm not going to place them in contact with my ship.
Touché.
Thank you, Henry.
Drat, he noticed.
Next, on to the Armageddon class, which is in the front arc, so I will need 6s to hit. However, it's still within 15 centimetres and is a capital ship closing
16 capital closing, 11 within 15 goes to 14 dice. I'm also going to try and brace for impact, which on the Armageddon is leadership 8, 9 for special orders. We passed.
Okay, so this was a very successful flanking manoeuvre, and because yet again, like in the last game, I'm forcing Henry to do a lot of brace for impact, which cuts down his output next turn. And that's 1, 2 taking down his
3.
shields, and
Right.
3 doing 1 damage, which needs to be braced against.
Brace for impact
Do you
roll?
want to yell brace for impact, just so we have the sound bite?
No. Oh.
So out of the box, rolling it again.
Yay.
He braces. Next, we're going to go on to... So the Endless Will is under half of its weapon strengths. I've got a Proud Weapons battery, which is strength 3 now, and a strength 1 side lance battery. So the lance battery on the port is going to fire into your Carnage class. The starboard is going to fire into your Firestorms, and the weapons battery, which is front, left, right at strength 3, is going to fire into 30 centimetre range, is going to fire into your Carnage class. I'm going to have to risk it.
Is it strength 3 after half
Strength
effect?
3 after half effect. The 1 lance, and that's out to 60 centimetres. Wow. So that's definitely in.
Chaos ships.
The weapons batteries on the dorsal, 30 centimetre range is in. So that's strength 3 on a capital ship, a beam.
3 capital a beam is 1 dice. Firing through blast markers. 1 dice.
I don't think I can get less than 1. So on a 5 up, it does. Getting a 6. Thank you, Hobby Butterflies.
I am braced. It goes through.
So that's a 2nd damage this turn to your Carnage class, and see if it's a critical. It's not. My 1 lance onto your Escort Firestorms misses. The conundrum that I've got now is I really want to fire this ship at your Firestorms, but if I take them out, it has a higher chance of being able to fire at a ship further away.
Correct.
So I need to start with the ship that has the least chance of being able to hit a ship further away.
Correct.
So that it can
Choosing
remain...
your order of shooting to maximise effect.
Yes, so the Elysium's Downfall is going to fire its 30 centimetres strength 12s into your falchions. It's going to fire its 30 centimetre strength 12s into your Firestorms on its port. Oh, it didn't reload its Prow Nova Cannon. Falchions closing, strength 12, that I believe will be within 15 centimetres.
12.
They are.
12 escorts closing is 6 with a left shift to 8 dice.
So I'm quite happy with that one. Do you want to brace?
I'm going to try and brace for impact, which are leadership 6, which we pass.
Into the falchions. I need 4s for an Imperial ship, or is it 5s?
Right. 5s.
I have 3 6s on hitting the falchions. So that will hit the closest escort until it's destroyed. So 1 shield on the falchions.
1 shield first of all. So 1 shield and then a brace for impact, which fails, and then the next shield.
Next, into the Firestorms on the port, which again are escorts closing. Or would you say they're a beam? I think they're a beam.
They're a beam. 12. Escort a beam is 2. You are within 15 centimetres?
I am.
Goes to 4 dice.
So I need 5s. 2 and no braces, so 1 shield.
And 1 escort.
The Repulsive class. Now my Repulsive class Semperke is a bit of a baller. So he's going to fire his starboard weapons batteries into the falchions that have already braced. He's going to fire his port weapons batteries into the Firestorms which haven't yet braced. He's going to fire his dorsal lance into the Firestorms here because I'm getting slightly confident in destroying the Firestorms, actually. Firepower 12 on the falchions. Am I within 15? I'm not. So I don't get the right column shift.
12 escorts closing. Through blast markers
Through blast markers.
is 6 dice down to 4 dice.
Okay, so I need 5s on Henry. 5s gets 1 hit. You've already got a shield down, so you need to brace.
No.
No,
There's
so
one
it
down.
takes out another falchion. Firestorms that are a beam. It's through blast markers, so it's a column shift.
So 12 escorts, a beam, can't go any further right, so it's 2 dice.
2 dice. Nothing. And then I've got the dorsals into the firestorms, which are directly ahead. So 3 lances, 3 6s. Are you bracing?
No. So it's a shield and
A
dead
shield,
and
a dead, and a shield. So that's the Semperke shooting. Finally, onto the Judgment of Charon. The Judgment of Charon has a strength 10 to the 45 left and right, and it's got a Prowl Lance strength 2. I'm going to put the boot into these firestorms. I'm going to put the boot into this falchion, and I'm going to do the strength 2 lance
And the other falchions.
into
Oh.
these firestorms directly ahead. So strength 10 to the firestorms on the port side.
So 10 escorts, a beam,
Yep, with a left column shift because I'm within 15.
goes to 4 dice.
4 dice, excellent. So on 5s,
Nope.
nothing. To the falchion on the starboard,
Closing, a beam, what are we doing?
let's just say it's a beam for now.
10 escorts, a beam is 2.
2, and it's firing through a blast marker, so
Can't
that's
go any further right.
can't get worse. And it can't get a worse roll. I suppose it could, but it's both failed anyway.
Yes.
And then the lances to the front into the Firestorm squadron here. Both miss. Onto the ordnance phase. I'm going to launch my bombers into your Firestorms.
Yes.
So from here to here, we're not going to get out the templates because
No point.
they immediately get.
So they go to the first one, 2 turrets each, and they get 1 turret for being in contact in a squadron.
Yes, so the strength of my bombers is 2 squadrons of bombers, and they, from each side, so that's 4 squadrons.
So on 4s, on these 3 dice, 2 are down.
So that's 2 bombers left. So then I damage Henry on his normal damage value.
Which is 5.
So 1, and see if that 1 is a... Oh, it doesn't matter if it's critical because it's an escort. Next, I'm going to launch torpedoes with the Semperke. Be launched in the... obviously in the front arc, which is here. I'm going to launch it directly for your escorts and then in a line through your Grand Cruiser at the same time.
Amazing.
So that's strength 6. It goes immediately through a blast marker, so...
Is it 1 dice?
1 dice.
1 dice.
So they destroys all the torpedoes. I imagine creating another blast marker, we'll
Yes.
just put one there. The Avenger class here...
I don't think it does, actually. It should do.
We'll just do
An
it.
entire torpedo salvo has exploded in the space in front of it, so it probably should do.
My Avenger class here is going to do the same, but just go straight for your thing. So
So the edge will clip that blast marker.
the blast marker,
Go straight through.
because you're using the whippy stick and therefore can't see how far anyway.
Shush.
So it's just under the prow, which doesn't hit the ship yet, but as soon as it moves...
Does hit the escort, though.
Ah, so hitting the escort, you get your turrets from the 3 escorts.
Well, it's only from the one that it hits, plus 1 for being in base contact with the squadron.
So 1 is taking down 1 torpedo.
Yes. Yeah, so it goes down to strength 5.
So 5 torpedoes into the Firestorms has done 1, and the other 4 remain there to get in the way of the Grand Cruiser. So that's the end of Iron Warriors turn 4. Not a terrible turn for the Iron Warriors.
Pretty good turn, that.
Oh, I'm going to remove D6 blast markers.
You are.
2. I'm going to remove these 2 blast markers, which are in front of the Semperke and possibly in the turning circle of Elysium's downfall. Over to Henry in his turn 4.
Yes. So, we're going to try and do a lock-on special order with the Grand Cruiser And he has my Admiral. So he's got leadership 8, which passes.
Oh, he does get the lock-on order.
Armageddon Battlecruiser can't do anything because it's on brace. Neither can the Carnage. So that's all my leadership 7s and 8s. Yellow Squadron are leadership 7. So an 8 for your special order.
I've got no special orders.
Leadership 7, they're going to try and lock on as well, which they pass. So they also get a lock on. Blue Squadron are leadership 6.
Do you get -1 for being in contact with the blast marker?
Oh, yes, I do.
So this
That's on a
squadron
6,
will.
thankfully.
These weren't.
Oh, yeah,
'cause I
weren't,
didn't
yeah.
place one in.
Yeah.
I could have placed it in contact with you, but I didn't.
But you were being
so
nice.
I wasn't. I just didn't think about doing it. Whereas from now on, they'll all be placed in.
Yeah. Green Squadron, leadership 8 is in contact with the blast marker, so leadership 7 is also going to do... Actually, he's going to do come to new heading. No, he's not. He's just going to not do any orders. In that case, we're going to go down to...
Leadership 6 Firestorms. Leadership 6.
Yes, leadership 6 Firestorms lock on
So that's here.
is a failure.
Okay, so no more orders this turn.
So, the movement, we're going to... Let's start by moving the Grand Cruiser and smashing into those torpedoes.
That we all want, or at least half of the table wants to happen.
Yeah, inevitably. So we've got a 20 move. So 4 torpedoes, we have 5 centimetres into torpedoes. So I have 3 turrets.
So 4s destroy torpedoes.
None. Oh dear me.
So 4 6s because of your armoured prow.
It doesn't have an armoured prow, Grand Cruiser. 5s. Grand Cruisers don't have armoured prows.
1.
See if it gets critical.
No.
9 hull points.
So
So we've only gone 5.
So those torpedoes will just carry on out of the way
Yes.
as Henry moves his ship,
So go
and we'll remove them
5.
because it's
45-degree turn. And that's the remaining 10.
yes.
Oh, although we are lock on, so we can't turn. So we go back 10.
And by hitting a torpedo, you were also -5 because that created a blast marker.
Yes, correct. So I can go 5 more centimetres this way. The Carnage may as well move. It's braced, which is still full speed and up to 1.
And it's in
we're
contact with 1 blast marker.
It is. So we're going from 25 down to 20. So we're going to do 10, turn, and 10. Armageddon Battlecruiser is 20 blast markers, goes down to 15. And actually it's not going to go, it's going to go half to full, so half of 15, 7.5, going to go 8. To there. For reasons. Falchions of Red Squadron, that are currently unimpeded except for not having their torpedoes, are going to go dead ahead by 25, so that we are within super duper range.
By which he means immediate torpedo range.
Yeah. Well, they're not torpedo reloaded, so...
Oh, they're not, are they?
No, they're not. These guys are going to come forward. So these guys, this is Yellow Squadron Falchions, interchangeable with Gold Squadron Falchions. Just turn, and they have to go 12.5 for their minimum, so they're going to go to like there. Blue Squadron Firestorms are going through blast markers, so -5. So they're going down to 20 maximum. So we're going to go 10 centimetres directly forwards, so that we're pretty much equidistant from everybody. And they are locked on, so half will be 12.5. Right, so that is the movement phase. We're going to do some shooting. So we're going to start by shooting the falchions at, which is falchions of Red Squadron, are going to shoot
The
this
Endless
cruiser.
Will.
Thank you. So we have 9, strength 9 weapon batteries on a closing capital ship within 15 centimetres, goes to 8 dice. So, are you going to brace?
I am going to brace on 8 dice. Leadership, 8. It goes to a 9 because Henry's on
Special
a
orders.
lot of orders. I fail on a 10. Bye-bye, Endless Will.
Do or die, boys. Do or die. So
I did make the mistake of calling it the Endless Will.
Yeah.
It's like basically like calling it the Unseen
Titanic. 8 dice.
On
Hitting on
5s.
5s. I'm not locked on, so you're right, but that is 4. So that's 2 shields and 2 hull points. And criticals on the hull points. We have 1 critical. And the 2d6 on the critical table is a 7, which is fire. If the fire is not put out, repaired, it causes 1 extra point of damage in the recovery phase. We will do the Brace for Impact Carnage class in total 16 that it can bring to bear on one side. It's got 6 at 45, it's got 4 at 60, and then a 6 prow, so left, front, right. So a total of 16, but half effect, go down to 8, and that's 8 capital abeam.
And you're outside of 15. Oh, you're out. The stem is outside of 15.
So 8 capital abeam is 3 dice.
Okay.
On 5s.
5s for a Chaos Cruiser.
That's 3, and you've got no shields up.
That's the ship crippled.
And we have no criticals, you'll be pleased to know. We're going to shoot the Armageddon class. Right, we're going to do our dorsal lance batteries then. Forwards at your Grand Cruiser. Would you like to brace for impact?
No, I am not going to.
2 lances. 1.
So 1 blast marker in contact with the Avenger. Yeah.
So we have weapon battery 3 on the side, which is capital closing, is 2 dice, goes to 2 dice.
Okay, so 2 dice on the Endless Will.
Does
2
nothing.
misses.
And the 1 lance battery on the port. No. A very different turn of shooting.
Oh, I'm still on 3 hull points.
Okay, so we have...
Your Executioner class Grand Cruiser.
Correct.
Have you got a name for it?
Gloriam Tertio. So we have a 45cm and a 30cm lance battery on each side, all shooting at that target. We are within range even with the 30. So
we really want to destroy your ship and not let me disengage you.
So we have 6 lance shots and we are locked on.
Okay.
Which is re-rolling misses.
So, oh, this is lance. Oh,
These are lances, yeah.
So I'm really dead.
Locked on lances. Can the criticals do anything big explodey-wise? No, not really.
No, not to external
Yeah,
things. So just roll 2d6 on the catastrophic damage table. 4. Drifting Hulk. I move 4d6 forward in each subsequent move phase, and then I place a blast marker where it...
Yeah. So we have a lone firestorm here, which isn't braced.
Yeah.
So firestorms have 2 weapons batteries and a lance.
Okay.
So the weapon batteries are going to go straight forwards, which is...
Where is the lance going? Same target?
Yeah, beg your pardon, same target. Everything's going to go into that same ship.
Okay, so that is into the Judgment of Charon, my murder class cruiser.
So 5s. I have 2 dice on a weapons battery at capital closing.
And a left column shift for being within 15 centimetres.
2 dice. No.
Nothing.
And the lance is doing the same thing. No. And I'll do Gold Squadron Falchion on the far side next.
Okay.
Which are braced for impact. Have 2 weapon batteries, and they are shooting at capital abeam with a left shift, which is 1 dice, which is 5s.
So no, I'm not bracing for impact.
No. No. We are going to go on to Blue Squadron. Strength 4 weapon batteries, capital closing within 15 centimetres is 4 dice. At... Ooh, I should probably declare home shooting at that. At... They're equidistant, so big boy in the middle.
So that's the Semperke, my flagship.
Semperke Tyrannorum. 4 dice. All right, 4 dice.
So 5s and...
None. They have a lance each.
Okay.
Still at Semperke Tyrannorum. Everything's shooting at Semperke Tyrannorum. 2 lances, 1.
So 1 blast marker.
Yes. We're going to do exactly the same dice rolls, Gold Squadron Firestorms.
However, you will now get a left column shift for firing through a blast marker.
That's the good one. A right column shift, firing through a blast marker.
a right blast.
Tips to 3 dice.
Yes. And you've locked on, so reroll your misses. So
2 hits.
I have a total of 2 shields, so you've done 1 damage to the hull.
Closely followed by 2 lances.
So
Also
you need
locked
to roll
on.
your criticals.
Oh, beg pardon, yes, thank you. How many to the hull? 1 damage.
Just 1 to the hull.
That's a critical. 2d6 on the critical table is a 5. Which isn't very good.
Prow armament damage.
That'll do.
So I don't actually have a prow armament. Oh no, I do. I have a lance. So my prow armament, my lance is damaged.
And we're then going to go with the 2 lances. No brace for impact.
Go for
Perfect.
it.
Rolling the dice.
See,
So
only
locked
1.
on. Ooh, 1 lance shot goes through. And a critical. No. That is the Emperor's Children shooting phase. Ordnance phase.
Ordnance phase.
We have a torpedo for the falchion at the back that has not yet been fired.
That will immediately hit the Elysium's downfall. So
turrets.
my turrets, 2 turrets on 4s, the torpedo goes.
And we have a much better torpedo battery from the Armageddon class battle cruiser, which is going to go straight, which is strength 6, go straight into your thing.
The Choir of Olympia has 3 turrets.
It does go through a blast marker first. So if you roll a 6, you don't even have to worry
blast
about your
marker?
turrets.
No. And then the turrets, so 2, so strength 4.
And it's 5s? Side
5s, yeah, 5s on the side.
2 go through.
2 go through, so I have 8 hull points remaining.
And criticals? No criticals. And that is Emperor's Children, turn 4.
It's not the end of your turn yet, however.
Damage control phase.
Damage control phase. Okay, so the Semperke in the end phase is going to try and repair its Prout Armament damaged. It has 7 remaining, half because it's got blast markers in contact, goes to 4.
Don't take 1 damage.
It's got 10.
Oh, it has, hasn't it? Yeah.
It's a Grand Cruiser.
It is indeed, yeah.
As you told me, Grand
yes,
Cruiser's got
exactly.
10. So I've got 4 dice, and I need 6 to repair. Give me some of those Hobby Butterflies dice.
Nope. Categorically not.
So no Prow Armament for the Semperke this turn. I've got no other critical damage, but you have to repair. So you have to take away some blast markers, sir.
I do, correct. So D6 blast markers is 5 blast markers. I am going to remove 1, 2, 3.
Oh, and there's actually 10 blast markers in contact with this ship.
So I've got 1 more to remove, which is going to be this one.
Okay. Into Iron Warrior's turn 5, the first thing I have to do is move my Drifting Hulk 4d6 forward. So the 4d6, it goes 12. So I got 12 forwards, hit this ship, so I don't do any damage to it, I'll just pop out on the other side, and it gets to place 1 blast marker in contact with it. So I'm going to put it in contact
they're
with
going to...
both ships, so both of their shields go down. So into the rest of my movement phase with orders. So I don't think it actually matters much which order I do this in. I have pretty solid leadership for everyone, except this is the only ship, the Judgment of Charon, with no blast markers in contact. It's leadership 8 plus 1 for your orders, so I'm going to lock on first with the Judgment of Charon. Leadership 9.
Just about.
He gets a lock-on order. Excellent. Ready to sow some mischief. My Avenger class will go next. So is leadership 8 base, plus 1 for your orders, minus 1 for the blast marker it's in contact with. So 8. That's fine. Gets a lock on.
Who was that?
My Avenger class. Quiet of Olympia. Sorry, I didn't use its full title, so you wouldn't have known.
No, of course.
The Semperke. The Semperke is leadership 8 due to my Admiral. The Semperke also has an extra hull point. So he's actually on 9 left because it started at 11 and it's taken 2 points of damage. So he's got leadership 8 due to my Admiral. He's got minus 1 due to the blast markers and plus 1 due to your orders. So leadership 8 for a lock-on. He gets a lock-on as well. Elysium's Downfall. Now he wants to turn because lock-on orders prevent you from turning. He's got to reload his Nova Cannon.
Yes.
So leadership 7 plus 1 for your orders. So 8. He fails, and luckily he was the last person to try any orders.
Yes.
So I'm going to start with him. He moves 10 forwards, stem to stem, turns 45, and goes 10 forwards. Next, the Semperke is going to repeat the exact same manoeuvre, except it has blast markers in contact. So its speed 20 becomes 15. I go 10 forwards, just go 10 forwards. Next, the Judgment of Charon has no blast markers in contact. It has a speed of 25. So it goes 20 due to blast markers and ends up here. My Avenger class is going to move through a blast marker and go 15 forwards and end up here. It's such a bloodbath.
Falchions.
Stop destroying my ships, you cowards! So into the shooting phase.
That's very different fleets.
So onto the Iron Warrior shooting phase. I want to get the kill with my Avenger class, the Choir of Olympia. So I'm going to start off with the locked-on Judgment of Charon. The Judgment of Charon is going to fire into your Grand Cruiser on this side, and is going to fire into your escort squadron with lock-on orders. So the Judgment of Charon has strength 10 weapons batteries and a prow lance battery that will also go into your Grand Cruiser.
Weapon batteries first. Yeah, capital beam. 4. Are you within 15 centimetres? Ooh, we might be on the cusp here.
So yes, it's within 15.
Within 15. So capital beam 10 goes from 4 to 5.
5 dice, are you bracing? Because I've locked.
That ship's going to take a lot of firepower.
I am going to brace. I'm going to brace. So my leadership, 8 with my commander, is braced.
So 5s.
Shouldn't have braced.
Re-roll him.
Really shouldn't have braced. But that is a shield.
The right side into your firestorms, which have got lock-on orders currently.
Yep.
So that's escorts moving away.
Yes, they are not going to brace. 10 escorts moving away range. Within 15.
Within
5.
Re-rolling.
What was that about not bracing?
Yeah, well.
So that's the escorts removed before
they're
blast
gone.
markers placed.
Yeah.
The Semperke is going to fire its starboard weapons battery into your escorts right next to it.
Yeah.
It is going to fire its port weapons battery, which reach out to 45 at strength 12, and I'm going to bet that your Grand Cruiser is within 45. It's not over 30. Strength 12 into your Grand Cruiser, I'm firing through blast markers, so it's strength 12.
Capital beam. Right shift 2.
So leadership test, because Henry's ship is the closest. Loves
Extra
it.
pass.
5s.
Nice rolling. You're locked on?
I am locked on. So my Grand Cruiser into your firestorms next to it.
12 escorts beam with a left shift goes to 4.
4. So locked on at 4. Your 5s, aren't you? So nothing. The Elysium's downfall is going to fire at your Grand Cruiser. So leadership check for you moving.
Oh, yes.
Wait, he's fine.
Yep. 12 capital moving away. 6 dice.
One to the left because of the blast marker.
Oh, to the right. Okay, yeah,
Yes.
4 dice.
So
spot,
4
missed that
dice on 5s.
Nope.
Nothing. Then my Avenger on lock-on orders into your Grand Cruiser and into your Carnage class.
So that one's definitely a beam. What do you reckon? With the straight bit of that ruler.
I think it will be a beam.
Amazing. But you're within 15 centimetres. 16. 16, capital a beam. With a left shift is 8 dice.
So 6, 8. Do you want to brace?
I'm already braced.
Oh, you're already braced.
Yeah.
So with lock-on orders, so re-rolling. And that's enough.
There it is. 5 saves.
How many shields do you have?
3. So that's 2 more shields.
And 3 brace saves. So one
gets
goes through. And the critical damage.
Doesn't happen.
And then onto the Carnage class.
However.
Right, so onto the Carnage class.
Yep.
16 capital ship a beam, but within 30.
Yes, so 16 capital a beam without a left shift is 6.
So 6, are you bracing?
No.
No. So 5s with re-rolls. So shields are down and 1 damage to the hull.
I've taken 2 damage, so I've now taken 3 damage.
So it's a
And that is
critical.
a crit. Oh no.
And the critical does 5 prow armament damaged.
And it has a prow weapons battery, which is strength 6, which is gone.
No. So that is my final activation of this turn. I get to try and repair this damage. I get to try and repair the Semperke's prow lance.
So 5 goes to 2.5, rounding up is 3. And it's 6 is to repair, isn't it? It is. No.
The Semperke has 9 hull points left. And he's not in contact with any blast markers this time. 9 dice and 6s. I get the 6.
Twice.
And the prow weapons lances.
And D6 blast markers.
D6. 5 from...
That
4
huddle.
from here and 1 from in front of the Elysium's downfall. So it's going over to Henry's turn 5.
Yeah. Orders. We are going to try and do a lock-on order with the Carnage, which is the cruiser that's now kind of drifting slightly on its own over here.
Yeah, so you have -1 because of the blast markers,
Yep.
but +1 because of my orders.
So a leadership 7, which is a pass.
Okay.
So we get a lock-on order here. We're going to try and reload ordnance on the Armageddon class battle cruiser, which has leadership 8. No blast markers, you're on orders, so we get a reload there. Actually, we'll try and reload ordnance with the falchion at the back, which fails because it's leadership 6.
Okay.
So movement, we're on a brace for impact order.
Yes.
Which
So I
is-
just removed my orders
Yeah.
now that their purpose is done in your turn.
So I can turn and I can go half to full, but my weapons are half effect. So I'm going to go through the blast marker. I would be 20 centimetres, I'm down to 15 centimetres, I'm going to go to 10, and I'm going to turn, and I'm going to go to 5 to there. There is a reload ordnance, which is still full effects, full distance and up to 1. So we're going to go 20. We're going to go 5 to the blast marker, so it'll be -5, so we've got a total of 15. I'll have to go a little bit more before I can do my turn. 45 degrees and the 7.5 there. We have a lock-on order on the Carnage, which is 12.5, going through blast markers to 20, which means my half move is 10. So I'm going to half move to 10 with a lock-on order. The escorts are going to move. So the falchion is going to move and come up behind Semperke Tyranorum. We're going to hit the thing. So the minimum move is going to be 12.5. So if we do a turn and 12.5 up to here. Firestorms, a blue squadron, are going to go forwards and do a 90-degree turn. Oh, actually, they can do a 90-degree turn where they are. So they're going to 90-degree turn and move through all these blast markers. So they're going to move 90 degrees and come up to here.
So I'll just move the Semperke for a second.
Yeah, so they're going to be near the Hulk. Falchions here are going to do 90 degrees and go 12.5 and basically just come and stack themselves here, pointing into the side of Semperke.
So they're still within.
They are going to
blast
not have any
markers.
shields up. And then this final remaining Firestorm, which is Green Squadron, is going to 90 degree and 12.5 to there, not quite in front arc there, in which case I'm going to go...
We're using a measuring stick
Yeah,
to
the
not
12.5.
pre-measure.
Yeah. I wasn't pre-measuring, I was
But it's
looking at arc.
It's lucky you were using the stick that means that you can't see what you're looking
Yeah, yes, I need a blank stick for doing that. Right, so that's all the movement. So you've got shields up there. I'm going to do this squadron of Firestorms, which
Blue
is...
Squadron.
Blue Squadron, yes. Blue Squadron, 2 Firestorms, which are going to shoot into the Grand Cruiser.
You're easily within 15.
All right. So we have 4 capital closing 15 is 4 dice. Would you like to brace for impact? So 60 dice. So you've got 1 shield down. We're going to do the lances at the same target. I should probably have declared they're all at the same target. 2 lances at the same target.
1.
1 more shield down.
The Choir of Olympia has 3 shields, so I has 1 more shield remaining.
In that case, this Firestorm is going to use its front, left, right weapon battery to capital a beam within 15. 1 dice.
So 5s.
And that's that final shield. The Armageddon battle cruiser, which has reloaded ordnance. It has a port weapon battery, strength 6. It was going to be well
Let me
within
measure
range
it with the actual.
It's just whether it's within 15.
So stem to stem it won't be.
So we have...
You are about halfway over my actual base, but not with the stem.
So 6 capital moving away is 3 blast markers go to a 2. So 2 weapons batteries. Nope. We also have dorsal lance, front, left, right. So we have 2 dorsal lances and a port lance, all shooting the same target. So 4 dice.
I will now brace. You have orders, so I get +1. -1 for the blast markers I'm in contact with. So I'm leadership 8. He does brace.
4 lances. Good job you braced.
3 brace rolls. 3 go through.
Ouchies.
So I'm on 8 hull points remaining, so I go down to 5.
Criticals. 1 critical.
And see what the critical does.
And the critical does. That's the big boy. One of the big boys. Hull breach. Which is plus D3.
Hull points. Ooh.
3 more hull points.
So I'm on 2 hull points remaining.
Damn fine gunnery. I'm going to do that now. Just for everyone's mutual satisfaction. So, he is braced. A 4 and a 2 lance battery. But we're braced, so it goes down to 3. Which lances. There you go.
3. So 2 saves. I'm down to my last hull point.
And the critical. Didn't quite get you.
He really wants to kill the choir in revenge for last game.
Yeah.
The choir has done quite effectively in the last few games.
It has. So the only things left are we have a gaggle of falchions over here by Semperke, and we have the locked on Carnage. So 45cm and 60cm weapon batteries, but 10 on a right shift capital abeam gives you 2 dice.
So not being in Henry's arc, the Semperke is the closest target. Do you want to target the Semperke or something else?
I'm going to shoot the Semperke because it's the only one that's damaged. Okay, so Semperke is the closest target. I'm going to shoot everything on that side at it, which is a 45cm strength 6 and a 60cm strength 4 weapon battery. So 10 capital moving away is 5, with a right shift for range and a right shift for blast markers. Well, maybe not actually.
So blast markers will be there. So a direct line won't have blast markers.
No, so no blast markers, but there is a right shift anyway. So 10 capital moving away is 5, goes down to 4. Would you like to brace for impact?
So I have full shields. No, I'm not going to brace.
That's pretty good. I've got a lock-on order as well.
Okay.
So 3.
So 2 shields take down the shields on the Semperke. And you do 1 more, which goes through.
Which is a critical. And the 2d6 critical, that's an 8.
Thrusters damage, speed -10 until repair.
And +1 hull point.
It is.
So that's 2 hull points.
So he goes down to 7 hull points remaining.
The falchion that's on its own at the back is going to use its 3 weapon batteries to shoot at...
and you're shooting through blast markers.
I am. So we are capital moving away...
Through blast markers, but within 15.
Which is 2 dice.
Left, right.
So 1 hit. You're still not braced?
No.
Not critical.
So I go down to 6 hull points.
3 falchions, 3 each, so 9. That's capital abeam within 15, and there's blast markers. So 9 capital abeam is 3 within 15, but the blast markers it stays at 3.
Yes. 2.
2 more.
So I'm on 4 hull points remaining.
And 1
more
critical.
9 is bridge smash, leadership -3. Damage cannot be repaired.
Juicy. That is the shooting phase. I have ordnance here, which is completely useless. That's the Emperor's Children turn. We need to do some damage control and some blast markers. So blast markers is 3 blast markers. 1... 3 blast markers removed.
Okay, so my damage control, I've got 2
damage control.
because I'm halved by being next to all these blast markers.
Yep.
So I'm going to roll for the Semperke.
How many has Semperke got hull
4
points
hull
wise?
left.
4 hull points left. Oof.
Yeah, so I'm crippled.
Yep.
But on 6s I can repair that speed. No.
I have the Carnage, which has got its prow weaponry damaged. I'm 5 hull points left, which means I have 3 dice. No.
No. And then into Iron Warriors turn 6.
Yes.
Unless you want to bail.
But your commander would then also progress more because you'd win the engagement. And your commander's already ahead because you won the last engagement.
Yeah.
So I'm going to push on.
Okay. Right, so Henry pushes on into Iron Warriors turn 6. I'm going to disengage my fleet.
Good game.
So, we are back with the outro. Henry definitely won that game.
Whoop, whoop.
We had a decision-making phase for about 10 minutes of whether Henry would disengage after your 5th turn.
Yeah, that's right.
Which I'm surprised it took him that long. I'm surprised you didn't throw it back in my face after about 10 seconds of, I'm definitely not going to disengage.
My history with tabletop wargaming is losing and making poor decisions, so I really wanted to think that one through. But there were a lot of blast markers on the table. You did outnumber me, 4 cruisers to 3 cruisers, and one was well out of the way. And I really didn't want to lose the Grand Cruiser. I love the Grand Cruiser hulls.
So that's why I was desperate to disengage the Avenger.
Yeah.
Because if that went, I would be very upset.
Yeah. But yeah, it was an Emperor's Children victory in the end, which is a rare treat.
So what, you gained the penal world?
Yes, I did.
Of, do you want me to read it
Something
out?
Prime.
Modrek Primus. So from that, how much renown?
So it was a big victory renown-wise. So I've gone from 2 up to 10 renown, which isn't quite enough to jump a rank, but it has me at the same rank as you now.
Yes.
So
you've gained a Mark of Chaos.
I have, yeah, and obviously I had to go with Slanesh. That's mandatory for the Emperor's Children. Didn't get any refits. Did a bit of repairing on a few things. Enough of the escorts have died that are going to come back with Leadership 6. And each of the Grand Cruiser and the Battle Cruiser got a skill upgrade.
Okay.
So there's Adept Trimsman and something else, which probably won't come into play.
Well, you guys can find that out next game when you read out your fleet list.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So did you get anything else from your appeals or anything like that?
No, nothing from appeals, no refits. Rolled a 2, needed a 4, so didn't get anything. Unlike yourself.
Well, we'll get to that, won't we?
We will.
So despite losing the game, I got 4... So I got 3 renown.
Mm-hmm.
I got -1 for losing, but we actually got both 4 victory points for
We did.
Actual kills.
Yeah.
Yeah, so with that, I went up to a total of 9 renown, which puts me at the same, or like 1 behind
bracket,
you, but the same bracket. So I didn't move a bracket. I got 4 points to repair ships, which escorts count as repairs when you add ships to the squadrons.
They do.
So I added 1 to each Cobra squadron to make 4, and 2 to my Infidel squadron to make 4.
Yep.
Just to give them that bit more survivability before dropping below 50%.
Because that was quite, in my case, quite useful. Dropping below 50% on those 3 escorts means they automatically come back, granted with Leadership 6. But that was quite handy. But yeah, beefing them up a bit means they can actually build up some
that I can
leadership.
build up some leadership with them. Yeah. And then I did actually get a refit, which I increased the armour plating on the Semperke, while that and my Avenger both went into miss a game repairs.
Yeah.
Because I just wanted them completely repairs. While it's there, the Semperke got a complete refit of the ship's hull, and he's now on 14 HP.
Which is crazy.
Yes, but he's only moving 15 centimetres a turn. But I can, at least in the first turn, with my skill that I got last game that I forgot about this game, I wouldn't have used it, but it's by the by.
Yeah.
I could do an all-ahead full with a re-roll to that.
And that's a punchy ship.
So I could burn up and then tank a load of damage.
14 hull points, and with the Mark of Nurgle where I can't board you, it means that the big hit and run attacks that are going to strip things off, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So
well, thinking about it, he's got a full ship's worth of hull points before it's crippled, which is madness.
Yeah, it's
madness.
Crazy.
I need to make a new table. Because the sheet doesn't go up that high.
It only goes as high as 12, so yeah, that's punchy, very punchy.
Yeah, so a win for Henry, but I'm not too upset now that Semperk's got that.
I think even if you'd won, you wouldn't have gained the territory. So it was good. We've each now got 2 territories.
Yeah.
The campaign is going to build.
It's
We're
not
going to
shambles.
Yeah, it's not a complete shambles of the Iron Warriors having 3 planets. So
Well, I wouldn't be too upset. We just start a new campaign.
yeah, I think we're in a good position.
I'd write off the win to me.
We're in a good position.
Yeah.
So yeah, looking forward to game 3.
Yeah. And if you liked this game, if you liked the view of the game, let us know. If you didn't like the view and would prefer handheld, let us know that, because we'd like to film it in the way that you guys want. If you did like the game, or you like Battlefleet Gothic content in general, click like, click subscribe. The bell icon is around here somewhere. That's to be notified, at Henry's crotch. And there is a Patreon link below if you'd like to buy us a coffee. But most importantly, enjoy. See you in a bit.